is over and the playoffs have begun. So now I got to get this video out right before the playoffs. Now, as you've seen, the Suns ended the Warriors season and now they are going to face the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now let's start off with my predictions. Okay, let's just start off with Oklahoma City Thunder and the Suns. The Thunder are going to kick that ass. Easy work. I like, please. Jalen Green is balled out past two playing games. That's fine and dandy. But when he goes against OKC, it's going to be a whole different situation. As far as Devin Booker is concerned, he hasn't looked great the past two games. And you want him getting blitzed by J-Dub and Lou Dort and Caruso and Kyson Wallace. Yeah, Booker's going to have a hard time. The Thunder are going to sweep them, get them out of here. And as far as the Spurs and the Portland Trailblazers, I like Denny. Ain't enough against Wemby, Fox, Castle, and Vassell. It's not going to be enough. Okay, the Spurs are going to dog walk them as well. Now, let's get to Minnesota and the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets are going to beat them in 5 to 6 games. Honestly, I don't look at Minnesota as good as they were last year. I'm not high on Minnesota. I haven't been high on Minnesota all year. I think Ant is probably going to struggle a little bit because he's going to be coming back off injury and then having to face the Denver Nuggets, who to me are really the third or fourth best team in the league. You have the best player in the world in Joker. Jamal Murray's been having a career year. Aaron Gordon is healthy, which is key to Denver. I don't think Julius Randle is going to play as good against them as he did against us last year in the first round. I think, and I just don't think they have enough offensive shot creation to withstand Murray and Joker's duo and Anthony Edwards. Sorry, bro, but you're not going to go to conference finals this time. You're going to lose in the first round in 5 games. Now, Lakers and Rockets. As a Lakers fan, we're winning. As an NBA analysis, we're not. We're going to lose in 5 games, I believe. Now, Kevin Durant is questionable for game 1. Do I believe he'll play? Yes. Even if he doesn't, we'll probably win that game. And then when he comes back, we're probably going to keep losing. Unless Luka comes back somehow in game 3 or 4, and then we find a way to get momentum. But really, I mean, honestly, without LeBron James playing 2018 basketball, we are going to lose in 5 games. Sadly, but our season's going to be over after this. Anyway, all right, moving on to the Eastern Conference. Detroit Pistons are going to be facing the Orlando Magic. Dog walk. Pistons are going to sweep them. The Magic, even with Franz Wagner back, and he's healthy, it's not going to be enough. Paolo Banchero, he balled out against Charlotte. That's not going to happen against the top defensive team in Detroit Pistons. He's already had a career bad year. Okay, he's had the worst year of his career. I believe it's not going to get any better. He's going to hit a height going against the Detroit Pistons defense. Not. And new Desmond Bane, no, that's not going to be enough. It's just not. I think Cade and Jalen Duren, honestly, even with the Magic having tough defenders like Desmond Bane, like a Jalen Suggs, Wendell Carter Jr., it's still not going to be enough. Pistons are going to sweep them. And then we have the Boston Celtics and Philly. Same thing as what's happened in the past. Boston is going to beat Philly and end their season. And then there's going to be talks about Embiid being traded in the offseason. Literally, it's what's going to happen. Now, as far as also talking about Embiid, is he going to be playing game 1? No. Do I think he'll play at all in this series? Yes. But I think it's not going to be worth it because Boston is going to beat them. They're going to probably beat them in 5 games, honestly. I mean, it's just what it is. Paul George, he's been bad in his career in the postseason anyway, in his prime, let alone now. It's a lot of pressure. I'm not going to expect too much out of Edgecombe. I don't think he's going to shy away from the moment, kind of fold the moment like Con Knipple. No shade to him. But he is going, I'm not going to expect, I'm going to pick probably 15, 16 a game out of him. I'm not going to be taking too much. Tyrese Maxey, I think, is going to go off. I think he's going to get 26, 27 a game probably. But overall, Boston just has too much firepower, too much shooting. They have a great coach in Joe Mazzulla, who's probably the best coach in the league. It's going to be too much for Philly. And now we're moving on to Cavaliers and Toronto. It's the first game of the playoffs. I think the Cavs, by the way, have Boston beating Philly in 5. I think I mentioned that. Cavaliers and the Raptors. I think it's going to go a series in 6 games. I wouldn't take Toronto lightly if I'm Cleveland. We know James Harden struggles in the postseason. Mobley and Allen both deal with injuries, especially Mobley's dealt with injuries in the past. I don't have a lot of faith in everyone outside of Donovan Mitchell, honestly, on that Cleveland Cavaliers team. Now, with Dennis Schroeder, a veteran in the postseason, that'll help. I think I love Keon Ellis also on this team. That's fine. But I just believe that it's going to be a situation where Donovan's going to have some explosion games a lot in this postseason. And I do believe Toronto, with Scotty Barnes having a career year as well, has had a great season. I do believe with Brandon Ingram, still a very good bucket getter. You have R.J. Barrett. So you have a defender on the wing. Cool. Jakob Poeltl got some inside presence, so they'll get some games off. I think they'll get about 6 games because Cleveland likes to play games. They like to sit there and they like to take their foot off the gas. And it'll take 6 games to beat Toronto, even if it should take 5. Okay, that's what I feel like. But I do think Donovan Mitchell's going to do what Donovan Mitchell does in the postseason. He's probably going to average 32 for the series on some crazy shit. Okay, cool. And all James Harden has to do is do what he's been doing, and they'll be fine. And Mobley step up, and they'll be fine. They'll win in 6 games. Okay? The Knicks and the Hawks. I have the Knicks winning in 6. I think the Hawks can get some games on them. And even if either 5 or 6, even if it's in 5, it's not going to be blowouts. It's going to be a lot of games going to be close. I do like Jalen Johnson. It's going to be his first playoff game, so it's going to be some nerves there. He is a walking triple-double, though. He's a beast, right? I do love Dyson Daniels, one of the top perimeter defenders in the league. So is Nickeil Alexander-Walker, probably the most improved player this season, honestly. And I like how the Hawks Okongwu, him at center as well. I like him, Atlanta. But it's going to come down to star power. Jalen Brunson's going to do what Jalen Brunson does. They have bodies to throw at him, and they might be able to slow him down, but you're not going to stop him. But if Atlanta can keep the game close, that's going to be the key. Because the Knicks, ultimately, they don't do good with the young teams that go after you. That's why they can't beat the Pistons. The Knicks have struggled, and defensively, they have struggled. I don't believe it's going to be fixed all of a sudden going to Atlanta. I just don't think that. I think Atlanta is a team where you're going to have to, you cannot let off the gas, and if they get some steals and they pressure, they get fast break opportunities, it's going to make the game easier for Atlanta. The Knicks can't play around. Also, with CJ McCollum being a veteran, being in these spots, he is a man that was next to Damian Lillard in the Western Conference Finals. CJ McCollum at point guard makes a difference for them, and he's a shot creator. CJ McCollum can still go out there and get buckets. Okay, he may not be what he was 6 years ago, but CJ can still get 30 randomly. Okay, that makes a difference. That is my predictions on the NBA playoffs. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll see y'all after the first round. Bye. Yeah.